started. All right. So we are actually going to start on our backs today. So come find comfortable position on your backs with your knees bent, soles of the feet on the earth. Feet can be about hips width. If it feels nice, you can knock your knees in towards one another. And just place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Begin to take some deeper breaths. Really feeling your inhales fill up the body. Beginning to let the mind settle and come into your body, into your space. And maybe you begin to notice that your exhales are getting a little bit longer. And as your exhales get a little longer, you'll notice your inhales naturally lengthen as well. And then slowly begin to open your eyes if you had them closed. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Give them a little bit of a squeeze. And just begin to take some little circles as a ball with the knees. Really, whatever feels good for you. A little massage on the back. And take those little circles in the other direction. And really try to keep your entire back, your whole spine glued to the earth. Maybe your tailbone kind of peels up as you roll around, but your low back, your mid back, your shoulders, you want everything making connection. And then release the left leg long in front of you. Squeeze the right knee into your chest. And then begin to extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Grab behind the thigh any amount. If you want to try to keep your legs straight, but understand some of us have really tight hamstrings, and that's maybe not as available. Try to keep your head, neck, and shoulders on the earth here. And just breathe some space into the back of the right leg. And really flex the right foot. Just one more full breath here. And bend your knee, draw it back in towards your chest. Give it a squeeze. And then with your left hand, draw your knee across the body towards the left, coming into an easy twist. Your right hand can extend out from beside you, and your gaze can be over the right shoulder. Inhale, come back through center. Grab hold of the knee one more time. Place your left hand on top of the left hip. So you're kind of pressing to anchor your left hip down, and begin to allow the right knee to fall open to the right. Open up the hip a little bit, open up that inner hamstring a little. If you prefer to extend the right leg as you do this, that's definitely an option. But if that's not available, you can keep your knee bent. And the left hand is just to help anchor your left hip on the earth so that we're not rolling over onto the right side. Breathe here. And then inhale, gently come back through center. Plant your right foot on the earth. Hands will interlace behind the head. We'll inhale to lift the head, neck, and shoulders. And then inhale, lift the left leg so it's hovering off the mat. So our right foot is still planted firmly on the earth. And then option to hold here, really feel the core engaged, belly is scooping in and up, or maybe act as if your toe is a paintbrush and begin to paint little circles in front of you with the left leg. And breathe here. And then take those circles in the other direction. And gently release the left leg down. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders down. Extend the right leg long alongside the left. Maybe you notice your right leg feels a little longer than the right from the little stretching we've done so far. And then inhale, bring the left knee in towards the chest. Give it a squeeze. Extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. Grab behind the thigh. And pull that thigh towards you, whatever amount feels good for you. Really flexing the left foot. And try to relax the shoulders. Breathing here. And then bend the left knee back into the chest, give it another squeeze, and then draw the left knee across the body towards the right. Gaze can be over the left shoulder. The left arm can extend out away from us. Just slowly waking up the body here. And then inhale, come back through center. Right hand comes to the top of the right hip. And we grab the left knee, allowing the left leg to open out towards the left side. Any amount, whatever feels good for you. Again, option to extend the left leg long if that's available and feels nice, but certainly not required. And then inhale back through center. Plant the left foot on the earth. Hands interlace behind the head. Inhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Lift the right leg to a hover. Belly scoops in and up. And then begin to draw some circles with the right foot. And take the circles in the other direction. And then relax the head, neck, and shoulders and the right leg on the mat. Extend the left leg long beside it. Just notice the length that you created in your legs. Inhale, draw your knees in towards your chest. Give them a squeeze and begin to rock forward and back. Just massaging out the spine, and we will eventually meet in a tabletop position. So however you would like to get there, feel free. We'll meet on all fours and begin to move through some cat-cows. So before you move through your cat-cows, make sure your knees are stacked directly underneath your hips and your shoulders are on top of your wrists. Your fingers are spreading wide, pressing into the mat. And then inhale to drop the belly, lift the heart. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, drop the belly, cow pose, looking out, really broad across the chest. Exhale, round the spine, really push the mat away with your hands and your knees. Inhale, drop the belly, opening up. And exhale, round, turning inward. Take a few more cycles with your breath, your movement. Whatever feels good for you. Maybe you want to circle around the wrists, swivel the hips. Just try to tune into your body and hear what it needs. And wherever you are, come find stillness. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Begin to pedal out the feet. Some people call this walking the dog. Just to swivel the hips a little bit. Really try to settle in here. I like to bend my knees deeply and then try to push my heels towards the earth, keeping a nice long spine. Inhale, come forward to a high plank. And from here or from knees, we'll lower all the way down to our stomachs. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift the heart, baby cobra. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting the heart, really drawing the shoulder blades down the back and towards one another as if you're pinching a pencil between your shoulder blades. And exhale, lower down. One more. Inhale, lifting the heart. Maybe you play with lifting your hands off the mat to a hover, really testing out the back muscles here. And exhale, lower down. Seat comes to heels, child's pose. And again, child's pose is whatever variation feels nice for you. You can have your toes tucked, your hips a little bit lifted. It's nice to make connection with your forehead and the mat. Find it to be very grounding. Know that this pose is always available to you throughout class today. So if you ever need it, you need a moment to yourself, for whatever reason, feel free to take it. Tuck your toes. Inhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Begin to walk your feet to meet your hands. We'll meet at a forward fold at the top of the mat. Grab opposite elbows, generous bend in the knee. Shake the head, yes and no. Just try to let something go, whatever it is. A thought, a stress, a muscle. Maybe sway from side to side if it feels nice. And release the hands. Gently roll your way one vertebra at a time, all the way up to stand. Meeting in Tadasana, mountain pose. I always like to roll my shoulders down the back to make sure I have a nice proud chest. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Right hand clasps the left wrist and then reach over towards the right, taking a, I'll mirror you guys, taking a side bend to the right. If it feels nice, maybe you strut your hip out a little bit, but only if it feels okay in the back. And then inhale back through center and exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back. Inhale, the left foot back, high plank. Exhale, hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, high plank. And from here or knees, exhale, lower all the way down to your stomachs. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift the heart, baby cobra. And exhale through bent knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, down dog split. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Inhale the left foot to meet the right, and exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, high prayer. And exhale, pull it in through heart center. Inhale, arms reach up, high prayer. This time the left hand catches the right wrist. Inhale for lift and exhale to side bend over to the left. Thinking of creating kind of that half moon shape with the body, or almost a banana. Maybe that's a better visual for some of us. Inhale back through center, and exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Exhale, plant the hand, step the left foot back. Inhale, the right foot meets the left, high plank. Exhale, hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to your stomach. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lifting the heart, baby cobra. This is called Bhujangasana. And exhale through bent knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high, down dog split. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Inhale, right foot meets the left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, high prayer. And exhale, pull it in through heart center. Adding on a little bit. Inhale, sweep the arms up, high prayer. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. Plant the hands, step it back, high plank. And straight from here, lower half or all the way down. Inhale for upward facing dog or baby cobra. And exhale your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high, down dog split. And exhale, step the foot between the hands. Left hand presses, right arm lifts. Easy twist. Inhale here. Exhale, right hand comes back to the mat. Inhale the right foot to meet the left, high plank. And exhale to lower half or all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing or baby cobra. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high, down dog split. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Inhale, left arm reaches up, easy twist. You know, I keep saying it's an easy twist. It's not actually that easy. Exhale, left hand replants. Left foot meets the right. Inhale, high plank. And exhale, lower half or all the way down. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. We'll take 5 deep breaths here. And for the remainder of class, you know, I'll likely just call out a traditional vinyasa flow. I'll either offer up flowing your personal vinyasa, but standard is lowering halfway through chaturanga, inhaling for upward facing dog, and then exhale to a downward facing dog. But you know, you can take whatever variation you like. If you like to lower all the way down to your stomach, take a baby cobra. If you like to hang out in child's pose or skip everything, it is completely up to you. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, hop, step, or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale, come to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, high prayer. And exhale, pull it in through heart center as we close our eyes just for a moment here. Just allow the mind to settle. Notice if the mind has wandered. Notice the body. All right, inhale, sweep the arms up, high prayer. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhale, come to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, high plank. And exhale, cycle through your vinyasa or simply meet in a downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high, down dog split. Bend the knee and open up the hip. Maybe circle the ankle a few times in one direction and then a few times in the other. And try to keep your shoulders square with even pressure in both hands. Inhale, re-straighten that right leg, re-square off the hips. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Spin the back heel down so the outer edge is parallel with the back edge of the mat. And inhale to cartwheel your arms up, coming into warrior two. Take a moment, find your pose. Take a peek at your right knee. Make sure it's stacked directly on top of your right ankle. Make sure you can see your right big toe. If you can't, we really don't want that knee collapsing inward. So engage your muscles to wrap the leg outwards. And our shoulders are stacked directly over our hips. Inhale, flip the front palm, tip it back, peaceful warrior. Keeping the bend in the right knee. Putting a nice stretch in the right side body. And come back to warrior two. Straighten the right leg. Kind of kick the left hip back in space as we reach forward with our right fingertips as if we're pressing a button on an elevator until we can't reach any further. And then the right hand comes down to our shin, the mat, or a block. Coming into triangle pose, Trikonasana. And your left hand can be on your hip. It can be extended up straight towards the ceiling. Whatever's available to you, whatever feels good. Really nice. And can you bring your attention to your core so that you're engaging the core more and not dumping into the right arm? And then inhale, press your way back up. Parallel the feet, so turn your right toes so they're facing the left side of the mat. Take a little bit of a pigeon toe so your toes are in and your heels are out. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, feel the length and lift through the crown of the head. And then exhale through a flat back as you bend over, folding towards the center of your legs, any amount. Hands can drop to the earth or to blocks. Or if you want to keep them on your hips and that feels nice, you can do that as well. Plant your right hand underneath your face, either on the earth or on a block. You can tent up on your fingertips. And then inhale, peel the left arm up towards the ceiling. We're taking a wide-legged forward fold twist here. Breathe here. And then exhale, come back through center. The left hand will plant in place of the right, and then the right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Really trying to lengthen through the spine here. So really reach the crown of your head forward as you twist. Court, can you come up onto your fingertips if you're not already up? Yeah, that looks a little better. And then exhale back through center. And crawl your hands around to frame your right foot. Spin the back heel up. We're in a low lunge. And then inhale, step the right foot to meet the left. Cycle through your vinyasa or meet us in a downward facing dog. Really nice, everyone. Inhale the left leg high, down dog split. Bend the knee and open up the hip. Go ahead and take some circles with the left ankle. Or maybe circle out in the other direction. Inhale, re-square off the hips, extend the left leg long behind you. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Spin the back heel down to a 90-degree angle. Inhale, cartwheeling the arms up. Warrior two on the other side. And once again, take a peek at the pose. Can you see your left big toe? Or your shoulders stacked over your hips? Try to relax your shoulders down the spine. And your gaze is just past your left fingertips. Inhale, flip the front palm, tip it back, peaceful warrior. Inhaling here, the full breath cycle. And then come back to your warrior two. Straighten the left leg. Begin to reach forward with the left hand until you can't reach any further. And then the left hand will come to your shin, a block, or the earth, finding triangle pose, Trikonasana. I didn't even realize it when planning this class, but triangle pose is perfect since it's Pride Month. And just breathe here. And again, bring awareness to your core. Feel the lift, as if your right arm is lifting you up towards the ceiling. And then inhale your way back up. Parallel the feet. All 10 toes facing the right side of the mat. Take a little bit of a pigeon toe. Toes in, heels out just a bit. Hands to hips. And with a flat back again, exhale, fold over the legs. This time, just let it all hang out. Relax, release the head, neck, and shoulders. Hands, of course, can come to blocks. They can stay on your hips. If you like to have a little bit more of a shoulder opening, you can clasp your hands behind your back, draw your shoulders towards one another, and then fold, letting that fist fall away from you to help open up the shoulders. And still engaging the legs here, feeling as if you're pulling your inner thighs towards one another. That's how much engagement you have in your legs here. That will help relieve some of the stress that you might feel in your outer, your outer calf. And wherever you are, hands will come to or towards the earth. Inhale, find a flat back. And then bend the left knee as you crawl your hands around to frame the front foot. We'll meet in a low lunge with the left leg forward. Inhale the left foot to meet the right, high plank. And exhale, cycle through your vinyasa. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high, down dog split. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Inhale, the right arm reaches up, back in this twist here. And this will be challenging, but you can do it. I believe in all of you. We're gonna press into our legs, keeping our arms in this T-twist, and lift the torso, coming into a T-twist high lunge. So all you're doing is lifting the torso up. Squeeze the legs together. If we fall over, nobody cares. So our left hand is reaching towards the front of the room, our right arm towards the back. And our ribs are twisting to the right. in this high lunge position. Inhale, swing the arms back up through center. Find your high lunge, arms alongside the ears. And breathe here. Try to help settle the panic that may have risen in that challenging transition. You all did great. And then hands will frame the front foot. As we step firmly into the right leg, lift the left. Coming into a standing split. Your hands can, of course, be on blocks to bring the earth closer to you if you have them nearby. And just try to relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Try to keep your hips square so that your left knee is pointing straight down to the earth. And this is a very challenging pose. You guys are doing great. And then begin to step the left foot next to the right. We're in a forward fold. Maybe shake out the hips a little bit. Inhale, hands to shins, flat back. And exhale, this time, if it's available to you, slide your palms underneath your foot so that your toes are kind of massaging your inner wrist creases. And of course, bend your knees as much as you need to. And then put pressure on the balls of your feet to massage the palms. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you can pull your torso a little bit forward. Really try to stick your butt up in towards the ceiling. And then release the hands. Inhale, come to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back. We will meet in a downward facing dog. So option to take a vinyasa here or skip it all together. Inhale the left leg high, down dog split. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Right hand presses, left arm reaches up, low lunge twist. And again, try to gather your composure here. Squeeze everything in through the midline. And as you inhale, lift the torso up, using the strength of your legs, coming into this T-twist lunge. Right arm is forward, left arm reaching back. And then inhale, sweep the arms alongside your ear towards the ceiling. And square off your ribs so you're facing forward once more. Inhale here. Exhale to settle. Hands will come down to frame the front foot as we begin to shift the weight into the left leg, stepping firmly on it, lifting the right, coming into a standing split. Again, blocks are always available to you for support, or if you have a chair nearby, whatever you need. Really nice job, everyone. And don't forget to breathe in the more challenging poses. The panic tends to set in, and often one of the first things to go is the breath, but try to keep the breathing to contain the panic. And then the right foot will come down to meet the left. Feet will be about hips width distance. We're in a forward fold once more. Inhale, come to a flat back. And this time we'll go for a yogi toe lock. So take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toe, bending your knees as much as you need to, and then folding over the legs. And if this is just crazy, you can, of course, just hang out in a standard forward fold like we do at the start of class. And if you have a hold of your toes, as you fold, if you'd like, you can bend the elbows outward to help pull your chest forwards towards the earth to help lengthen the spine. But again, thinking of sticking your tailbone straight up towards the ceiling. And release your hands wherever they are. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step it back. High plank, and hips will lift up and back, downward facing dog. Option to cycle through a vinyasa here, or if you'd like to take a breath or two in child's pose, feel free. Inhale the right leg high, down dog split. Bend the knee and open up that hip once more. And then inhale, re-extend. Exhale, bring the right knee towards the right wrist, and the right ankle is going to be kind of just below your left hip. We're setting up for pigeon here. And again, if you have sensitive knees or you're not as familiar with pigeon pose, just sit tight. I will show you how to do this on your back, which is a much more accessible pose, and you get the exact same stretch. So for those of us who are taking pigeon, drop the back knee, untuck the back toes, square off the hips, make sure they're level, they're even with one another so that you're not sinking into one side or the other. If you do find yourself sinking, grab a block, a blanket to give yourself a little bit more support so that your hips are square. And then you can begin to fold forward over that front knee. And just hang out there for a while. For everyone else, where being on your knee like that is a little too intense, we'll come up onto our back, cross the right ankle over the left knee, thread your hands behind the left shin, and just draw this figure four shape into your chest. Really flex the right foot in this figure four stretch here. And you get the same stretch in the outer right hip. And wherever you are, just begin to come back into your body. Settling the breath, feeling the earth. And if you're in pigeon on your stomach, begin to crawl up onto your hands. If you're on your back, simply release the leg and plant both feet on the earth. Maybe rest one hand on your heart and the other on the belly for a moment as I transition everyone out of pigeon. Tuck the back toes. If you're in pigeon, lift the back knee and step your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high, down dog split. Bend the knee and open up the hip. Inhale, re-extend. And then exhale, bring the left knee towards your left wrist, the left ankle just under the right hip. Untuck the back toes, let the back knee tap down. And once again, check in with the hips, make sure they're even and square. Add any props or support you may need under that left hip. And then come on down, folding over the left knee. And for those of you on your backs, cross that left ankle over the right knee, thread your hands behind the right thigh, and then draw this whole shape in towards your chest. And similar to the start of class, really try to keep your entire spine on the earth. So don't get too crazy with pulling this shape into your chest that your butt lifts off. We want to keep a nice full connection with the entire spine here. I'm just enjoying these quiet moments. And then uncross the ankle if you're on your back. And again, maybe rest with one hand on your heart, one on your belly. If you're on pigeon, begin to crawl up onto your hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and step your way back to downward facing dog. Option to cycle through one last vinyasa. Otherwise, drop your knees down. And if you're on your back, just stay there. We're coming to meet you soon. And drop your knees down. Come visit a child's pose. Walk your hands towards your feet. Lift your way up. Shift your hips to one side. Swing your legs around. Maybe scoot a little bit towards the front of your mat. Bend the knees. And a little extra core work for if you'd like. With control, lower your way back down onto the earth where everyone will meet. Knees bent, feet firmly planted on the earth. Our entire spine is resting on the mat. Bring your feet so that they're close enough to your seat that you can just graze the backs of your heels with your fingertips. I actually need to see what time it is. Okay. We'll do one really quick round of bridge. So we're running out of time. So from here, inhale, press firmly into your feet, lift the hips up towards the ceiling, but squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. Option to stay here, or if you'd like, interlace your fingers behind you to create a fist, and then push that fist into the earth. Maybe you can shimmy one shoulder under and then the other, and lift your hips even further. And if you have your fists interlaced, release the hand, and slowly, everyone, one vertebra at a time, roll your way back onto the earth. Your tailbone is the last thing to touch down. Bring your feet wide as the mat. Knock your knees in towards one another. And just begin to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. A nice release on the spine. And then find stillness back at the center. Squeeze your knees in towards your chest. Give them a squeeze tight like a ball. Maybe you lift your head, neck, and shoulders. And then exhale, release everything onto the earth. Take up space. Allow the legs to splay out. The arms are taking up space beside you. Palms face up. Coming into Shavasana, our final resting pose. And just letting all the effort slip away. Slowly begin to deepen your breath. Bringing awareness back into the body, and wiggle your fingers and your toes, rolling out your ankles and your wrists. Maybe rock your head from one side to the other. Inhale your arms long overhead. Take a nice deep morning stretch. Bend your knees, draw your feet to the earth, and gently roll over onto one side, using your arm as a pillow. And just pause here, taking a moment to let it all sink in. And as you're ready, leaving the eyes heavy, gently press your way up to a comfortable seat, taking your time. Hands will come to prayer at heart center. We slightly bow our heads in gratitude for practice and for each other. With peace, love, and gratitude. Namaste. Thank you all for coming again. It's such a joy. If you have questions, you know how to find me.